What is up, everybody? Welcome back to RacingDudes.com. Welcome to our Belmont recap video. Let's take a look back at the Belmont Stakes happening at Saratoga last Saturday. Of course, going a mile and a quarter instead of a mile and a half for the final time. We'll be back at Belmont Park next year. And just like the Derby, it was Golden Tempo who was able to get the job done, doing pretty much similar stuff that he does every single time. Drop to the back of the pack, make one big run. And this time he left no doubt whatsoever. He was much the best in this one. And much to my surprise, I was dead wrong about Golden Tempo. I did not think he could replicate what happened in the Kentucky Derby. I did not think it could happen again. I thought the pace would be different, which it was, by the way. I thought the race would not set up for closers, which it didn't on paper, by the way. And still, Golden Tempo was able to get the job done. To analyze Golden Tempo, you always have to start with the pace. And when they ran 48.29 to the half mile marker, I kind of thought, yeah, we're not really looking at anything that's going to set up for closers. I was kind of looking towards, the stalkers or the mid-pack horses. I wasn't too concerned with Power Shift and with Growth Equity. We'll get to them in just a second. But I wasn't. They were kind of putting pressure on each other, which I actually kind of thought would happen. And anyway, but still, I thought the stalkers it was setting up really well for them, or maybe mid-pack runners. And then once again, which didn't happen all week at Saratoga, the pace melted down, just like in the Kentucky Derby. Now, the Kentucky Derby, I would never call that a slow pace, but to me, it was not a blazing pace. I know people will argue with that and they have different opinions, and that's totally fine. You can have yours. My opinion on the Derby, it was pretty, it was fast, but it wasn't every horse that's anywhere close to the front is going to collapse fast. Okay. This wasn't either. And I don't think anybody can argue going, for the Belmont, that caliber of horse at a mile and a quarter, 48 to the half, 6 furlong marker and 112.38. That pace is not fast whatsoever. Yet once again, every horse that was close to the pace totally collapsed and totally quit running. And you see, it's just like the Kentucky Derby. The horse that was in ninth won the race. That was, the horse in last won the race. The horse that was second to last, Commandment, finished second. The horse that was third to last, Early, Renegade, he finished third. This is just like the Kentucky Derby, exactly like it. So another race where the horses up front just absolutely collapsed, and another race where Golden Tempo was able to take advantage of it. And like I said, not only did he win, he won with ease in this one by a length and a quarter. So he is far and away, without any question, the number one 3-year-old exiting the Triple Crown, winning 2 out of 3. I mean, that's pretty much now he's just got to run just decent from here on out. And he's going to be the 3-year-old of the year, and well earned. You win the Kentucky Derby, you win the Belmont. That's what's going to happen. So you have to give him a ton of credit. Once again, completely wrong. I did not think what happened would happen again, and it did. So you got to give him a ton of credit. You have to give the second place finisher Commandment credit as well. And I thought the big difference, and I thought you could really see it, and you go back to the replay back, you can see this in real time. Commandment, I think if the race is, a mile and 16th or a mile and an eighth, I think he's got a big shot. But that last eighth of a mile, you could see Golden Tempo surging and Commandment getting tired. I don't think Commandment is a true mile and a quarter horse. I think he can get the distance, obviously, and I think running second in the Belmont kind of shows it. Like I said, only beating a length and a quarter here, but I think, again, about mid-stretch, it's like, boy, it's gonna get close. Like they're very close together. And as that stretch kept going, Golden Tempo found more, and Commandment just couldn't find it. But good on him. Like I said, he dropped to the back, made a big run. Give him a ton of credit. Ran second here, and a clear second at that. And I thought the top two ran extremely well. Obviously, Golden Tempo ran an incredible race again, and I thought Commandment ran well here in this spot too. Renegade, I thought, did not run all that well. He did get third in the race. I was pretty disappointed. I thought he was in a good spot, and obviously he was. I mean, you got to be towards the back here with the pace that was getting ready to collapse, and I thought he moved into a pretty good position, and I thought turning for home, he's going to have a big chance to win this race. I thought, like I said, pretty good trip. I know he had to kind of wait for a couple seconds there on the turn, but he was right there in a good position. He was right there, with Golden Tempo, with Commandment. Two of those horses kicked on strongly. Renegade did not. And so I was dead wrong about Renegade. I thought, and again, when he's turning for home, I thought, man, he may not win, but we're in good shape here, and just didn't fire. So that's horse racing. That happens sometimes. He ran. I mean, it's not shameful to run third in the Belmont, but certainly felt like he was going to run a better race. Speaking of horses, I thought we're going to run a better race. Turning for home, I thought Chief Wallaby was loaded, and I thought Chief Wallaby was going to win. I thought he got a great trip. And I think with this horse now, it's pretty much, I don't want to hear it with this one anymore. I thought he had everything perfect. Like I said, when he turned for home, I thought, man, he is going to be really, really tough to beat in this spot. He didn't do anything in the stretch. He just didn't run. He looked exhausted. And maybe it was too much too quick for him. Maybe, he needs time to mature. Maybe he doesn't want to go that distance. I don't know, but I thought he looked absolutely exhausted running down the stretch. And again, I thought he was getting a really good trip. Emerging market, maybe he's just not this type. Maybe it's again another situation where he developed a little too late and they threw too much at him and he needs to kind of regroup. But I thought he was sitting in a good spot too. He never. I would say the difference between him and Chief Wallaby kind of at the top of the stretch, he looked like a winner. Emerging Market, I didn't really think did. Now, I thought Emerging Market ran a little better down the stretch than Chief Wallaby. Emerging Market almost like ran in spots a little bit. It was weird, but yeah, he was just not good. Not good. And then we'll talk about the last four kind of in a tandem here: Growth Equity, Vitruvian Man, and Atinho and Power Shift. They were the outliers. They were the ones we knew they were a little bit of a cut below. I will say, like, I was the more I handicapped it, I was like, I think Growth Equity is just as fast as Power Shift. And I don't think Power Shift's going to be out there. And I don't like Power Shift at all in this race. And that actually did happen. So that was good to get something right in this race, even though it led to nothing cashing for me. But it was nice to see that. And Growth Equity put a lot of pressure on Power Shift, a lot more than a lot of people projected, and it made a big difference. Power Shift did not get that desired trip, but still, like, they still didn't go all that fast. But I could understand both of them kind of running against each other, that they would get tired. Growth Equity, I thought he we knew he was a little bit of a couple. I thought he ran okay, and then the other three, it's just kind of like it was just never going to happen. So they need softer spots, and they were just taking a shot, and it didn't work out. A few other things as we kind of wrap this up. The final time of this race is not great. 2:03.49 the final time. This was over a track that was blazing fast. They were setting track records over this track on Saturday, and it was playing extremely, extremely fast. Now, once again, and this seems like it's happened all three Triple Crown races this year, we had weather right before the race. So it poured at Saratoga right before this race happened. So there is certainly a chance that the track changed a little bit because of that weather, but still the time is pretty slow. Again, and that's not taking anything away from Golden Tempo. That's me stating a fact to you, right? I know a lot of people, when I want to say something bad about Golden Tempo, they're going to say you're just mad you didn't bet them. No, I'm not. I'm just stating a fact. 2:03.49 going a mile and a quarter over this track is very slow compared to what happened the whole rest of the week. But again, that rain did maybe play a factor in it as well. So just to keep that in mind moving forward. And speaking of moving forward, like I said, Golden Tempo is the horse right now that is the horse to beat, right? He won 2 out of 3 legs. I don't even want to get into this discussion, but it's the second year in a row a horse has won 2 out of 3 legs and possibly didn't win the Preakness just because they didn't run in it. You never know. I think Sovereignty and maybe Golden Tempo as well would have won the Preakness, but you never know. But again, missing out on Triple Crown attempts because they chose not to try it. obviously that just adds fuel to the fire of a debate that I am so over and don't want to get into anymore, because I don't really think there is a winner. Whoever, whether they keep it the same and we keep getting this, or they change it and it ruins it. I feel like a politician when it comes to that subject, because I see both sides of the argument very clear and agree with both sides of the argument. But that'll add fuel to the fire to that. But moving forward to the, Haskell, Jim Dandy, Travers, ultimately, you throw in Pennsylvania Derby and ultimately the Breeders' Cup. Golden Tempo clearly the one they're going to have to all come get. And I do think this is a situation with this crop where he is the best horse at a mile and a quarter. I think that mile and a quarter, especially when you saw it in real time against him and Commandment there, it really is the separator this year for this horse. And maybe these other horses just don't want to get it. That was kind of the speculation from a lot of people after the Derby. It's like, I don't know that those horses really wanted to go a mile and a quarter, but he does. And that's why he won. And you look at this race and go, man, that's 2 times now, again, where paces kind of collapsed, horses kind of stopped running that you didn't think they should have. And maybe it is a situation where Golden Temple just loves that mile and a quarter distance. And guess what? That'll be where they run all the big ones. At least the Travers in the Breeders' Cup Classic. So they'll have to, get up to his level at that distance. As of right now, again, who is the horse, right, that could kind of beat him, take him down? Who's his main challenger, if you want to put it that way? Commandment at a mile and an eighth, say they match up with the Jim Dandy. That's interesting. Renegade, I still think he can run better than he did on Saturday, but now he's 0 for 2 against Golden Tempo. So, where can he turn the tables? I think Chief Wallaby, they said they're going to cut him back. I don't think he's of much interest. Emerging market, I mean, maybe, but I can't see it either. I kind of think it's these top 3, and then it's like, okay, can Further Ado, who won the Matt Win, can he kind of get back into this? Maybe. Crude Velocity, will he stretch out well? I know he got the doors beat off of him in the Woody Stevens, but my goodness, any horse in the country would have. Englishman was unbelievable. Crude Velocity didn't run all that poorly in that race. Maybe he can stretch out. I think it's a summer where you're kind of looking, is there a new shooter that can emerge a little bit, right? There isn't anybody right now. But could a horse emerge? We'll have to just kind of keep an eye out for that. But for now, Golden Tempo, and probably for the end of the year, he's going to be the 3-year-old of the year. Anytime you win 2 out of 3 legs, it's very hard to overtake that horse when it comes to 3-year-old of the year honor. So give him all the credit. Cherie DeVos, super happy for her, obviously. And the son of Curlin, and the Curlin is the reason why the website exists. So obviously a big fan of Golden Tempo, not with my wagers, but with my head, I guess, with him winning once again in the Belmont. So he'll step up and be that top horse moving into the summer. Speaking of the summer, stay tuned to the website. We'll be here. We're here every day, but all summer long, obviously. And like I said, just keep tuning in. We'll have horse racing coverage. Horse racing certainly does not end once the Triple Crown is over. It actually kind of just beginning. Second half of the year going to be very exciting. All right, guys, thanks everybody for watching this video. Hit that like button if you like it. Subscribe if you really like it. Want to get alerted anytime we do videos like this. And most importantly, stay tuned to the website for more coverage.